Okay, actually, we are here for the TIPS campaign, Fight Diabetes. So Dr. Garg is with me, and let's ask with his own words, like, because we want to know a lot about it. So tell us, what do we do if we have diabetes?
So thank you. I think diabetes is one of the major ailments which is affecting the South Asian community. And although it may go unnoticed for a long time, the complications are what we should dread the most. Diabetes can predispose us to heart disease, which can present as heart attacks, strokes, or circulation problems. It can cause blindness, kidney problems. It's the major reason for people undergoing dialysis right now in United States. Further on, it can cause infections in the feet, and it's the major cause for amputation of foot in United States also. So although a lot of people may not recognize it, it is the most important thing that we need to understand why people are developing diabetes, and if they do develop diabetes, how we can control it with diet and exercise as much as possible. And if these means are not working, then we take help of medications, whether these are oral medications or somebody has to go on insulin. But controlling diabetes is the main way we can prevent all the complications that I mentioned earlier.
So, Dr. Garg, yes, this is all that once we become, an adult and we already have developed all those habits, and like you mentioned, and also Dr. Hitesh just said that he called diabetes as Raj Rog, which probably is very true, because with our habits that we definitely lead ourselves to get that one. So what do you suggest for kids? Nowadays, I think we are noticing more and more this disease in small children. So what is your advice on this one for parents? How can they avoid this?
So, I think Hitesh ji mentioned that it is Raj Rog, but I will tend to disagree with that, because in earlier days, we used to think that people who are overweight, people who are well nourished, people who are affluent, they are developing diabetes. But the current knowledge tells us that it is not just in affluent people we are developing diabetes. Even people who are not so well-to-do can develop diabetes, and that's the main reason we are doing the study to see what is the role of genes in developing diabetes among South Asians. And when we are talking about genes, if your parents have diabetes, both the parents have diabetes, then the child is highly predisposed to develop. And we are now encountering children developing type 2 diabetes, which was unheard of before.
Right.
When I took my training 30 years ago, if somebody would tell me that a 15-year-old child has type 2 diabetes, I would say, no, it's type 1. But we realize that because children are becoming more inactive, and if they become overweight or obese, parents have diabetes, then there is always a chance that they can develop diabetes. So what I tell children or even adults whose parents have diabetes is that there is no room for you to gain weight. You should stay as lean as possible and as physically active as possible.
I think that's a great advice, and hopefully, we all together make a difference. And thank you so much for your time and contribution, and definitely we'll continue doing this one. Thank you, Dr. Garg, and this is Anu from DC Plaza. Thank you so much.